On this episode of the Nugget Project, we've got a spray booth. Nice. Good morning YouTube, we're back. We're going to go and work on the Nugget today. We're leaving nice and early so we can get a lot done. In the last episode we did the airbox, but we still had a couple of adapters to finish off. So I've got those adapters in my bag, we can throw them on. Should only take me sort of 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then the airbox is officially finished, which is nice. And now we're going to undertake the big task of getting this thing ready to spray paint. So we're going to set up a spray booth. We've got another shed at my old man's place, which he's generously let me use for a few weeks. He usually keeps the caravan in it, but he's put the caravan outside for now. And yeah, it's a really big space. And I've bought one of those cheapo eBay party marquees, you know, the crappy white ones that everyone gets for a party, and then the wind blows about 3k an hour and destroys it. One of those things. So we're going to put that inside the shed, and that acts as a bit of a shield and stops all Dad's crap getting painted the same colour as the car. But before that, we've got a lot of prep to do. So we'll set up the spray booth, and then we've got to take, I'm going to take a lot of the panels off. We need to give it a good clean, scrub everything down, put all the holes we need to in it for the bonnet pins and for the kill switch. And then, yeah, we can have a crack at painting this thing, which I think is going to be a comedy of errors and probably won't work out. But it's a track car, I really don't care. If it doesn't work, we'll just send it down and we'll try again. So yeah, let's go finish off this airbox and set up this spray booth. Alrighty, I've skipped ahead and the intake is done. So I didn't bother filming it because, yeah, you guys knew what I was doing. So our new adapters in there, all bolted up nicely. All our pipes are all connected. We've got our filter in there, all bolted up, and our intake's down to the bottom, and that is awesome. Our lid fits great, and we've got our little wing nut bolts there to secure it all. So now that's all done, we need to think about what we need to prep to spray this thing. So I think I'm going to put in our bonnet pins, just because I want to put the holes in the bonnet, and then I can sort of clean that up and I can paint over the top of that. So we'll do that next. Okay, so we've got our little bonnet pin kit here, which is basically just some alloy posts and all the mounting hardware for that, and then the clips that go on the bonnet. So these can be, they've supplied screws and pop rivets to hold it in. I do want to pop rivet it just because it's a bit nicer than the screws, but because I'm going to paint this, I'll probably just whop some screws in there for now. After the car's painted, I'll drill them out and put some pop rivets in for permanent fixture. So I've been having a look around the bonnet. Come on, steady cam. Work with me here, bro. Oh my god. This thing's great if you don't move too fast. I'm too frantic for it. Cool. So I've been having a look around where I can put these. Now I've noticed a lot of guys have them like right out here. Some of the dudes are replacing this rubber bump stop with a post. I haven't actually looked under here to see what's under here, but I'd probably like to retain the bump stop. Yeah, that hole's too big. I don't like that idea. So we'll leave that in there. There's a potential for putting it here. I don't want to put it in one of these holes. It's just too floppy. There's potential for putting it here, but then the headlight's right underneath it. I was having a look at putting it around here. There's plenty of space next to the radiator, but it just means the pins are right near the center. So what I think I'll do is put it around here. This part of the front panel is pretty flat, which means it's going to be easy. It means the post will go upright. Obviously the headlight's under there, but there's a heap of room. So what I'll do is I'll measure it up and I'll just cut this post down, and then that'll just fit in there. So on the bonnet, it'll fit in around about here, and on top it is a bit of a curve. So we've got a little bit of a curve down, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. It just means those little pin latches are going to be just on a bit of an angle, but we'll make it work. So I think we'll drill the hole and then we'll figure out which way to put the pin latch. Yes, drilling holes in a perfectly good bonnet. That's a new one for me. So let's stick on a time lapse and we'll give it a crack. Alrighty, so this is one of those situations of measure 42 times and cut once. I started measuring like from different points from these holes, because they're both sides, from the screws in the headlight, from the quarter panel bolts, from the radiator mounts. Nothing lines up side to side. They're all off by many millimeters. So what I've decided to do is the bonnet gap between the quarter panel, both sides is pretty even. So dropping the bonnet, basically I need the pins to look as straight as possible from above. Who cares where it is here? So I've measured from here to here on both sides. So at least when I drill the holes in the bonnet, they're going to be evenly spaced in on both sides. And then I've measured from there to the headlight on both sides. And that basically means that it's going to be even on the bonnet. And that's the most important thing. So now we do the scary part and drill holes. So I've got those holes drilled. I had to remove the headlights because then I can get this in, I can get it to the right height, and then I'll just grind it off to where I want. Also drilling it, I almost drilled a hole through that headlight, so that was pretty good. So now I've got that in line, what I'll do is put a daub of paint or something on this, lower the bonnet down, see where it marks, and then we know where to drill our holes. So we'll give that a go now. Well, that was freaking terrifying. So, they're done. They're even left to right. They're a little bit off this way and that way. Whatever. It's a race car. I'll be lucky if this bonnet stays straight for more than 6 months. Because of the angle of this, it's a bit funky to get this clip on. Just because of the way, like I can't orientate it. Wait, which way can't I orientate it? I can orientate it that way. I'll just have to elongate that slot a bit. This way is pretty much a no-go, but that's all right. I think we'll do it that way, and I'll elongate that slot, and that should work. And then we just have to drill the little holes to put the rivets in. Great success. So I'm not going to bother doing that today. Well, actually, no, I will. I'll put the holes in for this. Why not? And then we're going to wash it, because this thing is absolutely filthy. Look at the crap that falls out of the roof of this garage. I clean that off most weeks. I don't know. It's like birds and crap living in the roof. So I want to give it a good clean, just so we're on the right foot for spraying it. And then I can start taking panels off. I know I can paint it all how it is, but I'm going to take the bumper off because it's a piece of cake. Bonnet off, fenders or quarter panels, whatever you want to call them. And that means when I'm spraying the car, basically the only bits on the car I have to worry about are the doors, the roof and the back. So I don't have to worry about trying to mask up all that stuff. That'll all be completely stripped and it'll be much easier to paint. And then I can pop out, you know, like these strips, mask off the whole back window, take the tail lights out, take that guy in the lock out, it shouldn't be too hard. I'll take the rear bumper off and spray that separately because that's much easier. And now I've got to work out how to get these god-awful decals off, which will be fun. And these, I'm pretty sure, are just stuck on with adhesive, so I can pull them off and they can go. I don't want them on the car. And then while a lot of this stuff's off, like the wing mirrors actually aren't bad, but a lot of this trim is looking a bit shitty. So I'm just going to give it a sand and just a spray with some gloss black or something just to make it look a bit prettier. Yeah, cool. So let's wash. Sure, let's wash. Guys, never underestimate how much cleaning a car can really change it and make it look better. I mean, look at that. Just one little clean, just a bit of a scrub up, and it just looks like a brand new Hyundai. It's amazing. Boo. Anyway, so now we can go and set up the spray booth. Come with me, I'll show you something cool. Alrighty. Alrighty, so this little gem is our spray booth. Oh god, door don't shut. Hang on, let me pop the door open. Otherwise we can't see anything. This is our spray booth. So there's my crappy Chinese marquee off eBay. So we'll set it up. It's supposed to fit in here, but time will tell. If not, I'll probably just staple it to the joist. But we'll set up our marquee in here, and we've got a nice clean area to sand the car down and spray it and all that business. So now I guess I'd better set up a time-lapse camera to show me trying to put up this thing, because that's going to be a headache. You know it is. Here we are. Here is our spray booth. I am pretty stoked on how this turned out. God, you would not want to put this thing outside. It is terrible. Like, even the wind in here is trying to make it take off. It's pretty bad. But look, it's gonna stop everything getting the same color as the car. It's plenty big enough, and I'm gonna set up some tarps. Just down on the ground. I'll sand all the car first and then clean it all out, and then we'll put the tarps down for spraying. But I'll set up the back here. I'm going to put the bonnet, and I'm probably going to pop a hole through the roof and over the rafters and run a rope down so I can hang the bumpers and all the quarter panels and stuff, so I don't have to lean them up against the wall. I could just hang them from hooks. So I'll do that at the back, and we'll have the car at the front. Yeah, and that's our plan. Pretty happy with that. So now we need to take everything off the car. As I said, I'm going to take off the bumper, the bonnet, the lights, all that junk. So I think we'll go strip that down now, and we'll bring it in and get it ready for sanding. I don't think we'll be sanding in this video, but we can at least make a start. Okay, bonnet's off, bumper's off. Sorry, I'm not filming, guys. My GoPro is flat, so I can't do a time lapse. Now I'm just pulling the guards off, and who would have thunk it? We're doing some weight reduction, because check out this garden of dirt in here. Oh wow. Oh wow. Look at that, we just saved about 1 kilo. Hoop's good. We'll give all this a good clean up once it's off, and we can get this aerial out too, because we don't need that anymore. I don't have a radio. Gross. And that quarter panel's off. Look how much dirt came out of that. Gross. It's pretty filthy in there. There's a few redbacks and fun Australian spiders just chilling out in there. Sweet, we'll get the other side off. So I've got this side off, and this is pretty standard news to our Aussie viewers, but for our overseas guests, he's a big f***er. I don't know what he is, but he's gonna die. I'm sorry, buddy, you can't live in this car. All the back is done, so I even got the crash bar off, and I'll give that a clean up and a paint, which gives us full access to the back of the car, so we can clean that all and spray it up. I've got obviously the tail lights out, all these bits here, the squirters, pretty much everything. It's just a little cover, I'm going to leave that. Yeah, everything is out. Now just going to have a look at the trim on the roof and the door handles, which means I've got to take my skins off inside, so I'll do that soon. I need to Loctite all those screws anyway, so I'm not too fussed. Let's see if we can get these out without breaking them, which I definitely will. There's a pile of panels. Going to be much easier to paint all them and prep all them when they're off the car. And plus I can kind of overspray around the back a little bit and make it all the one colour. Huzzah! And that is us done for today. So we've got all the front panels off, wing mirrors, I've got the door handles out, which is a right pain in the ass. I've got these strips out, which I'm pretty sure are there so you can put roof racks in or some junk. I'm not too sure. Fuel cap, all the arse. The only little things we've got now are just trying to suss out these rear windows. There's 4 screws holding it in, and I'm pretty sure you could just pry it off, like it's just got some elastic or something holding it in there. But I'm so terrified about breaking the window, I don't think I'm even going to bother. I might do some Googling, otherwise I'm just going to tape it up. Same with all these, they're so brittle, and the windscreen one. I'm not that fussed, it's a track car, it doesn't need to look like a show car, so as long as it looks good, sorry, it looks okay, we'll tape it up and just spray. Same with the rear window, I'm not going to take it out. I think Rob needs the windscreen out for putting the roll cage in anyway, but we'll deal with that later. I don't really want to fork out $100 to get some muppet to take it out right now. Yeah, actually looks kind of tough without the panels on it, like Mad Max style. Sweet. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. 2 videos in a week. Who would have thunk it? This is pretty much all the panels coming off. Now we just clean everything, get it in that shed, and we start sanding. So there's going to be a lot of prep work. So that'll be in the next video. Thanks for watching.